just want to welcome everyone back home to Game Time episode 11 in the beautiful Redefine Studios here in Cape Town.
Hey!
And we're actually shooting this on a Monday night because yesterday we had some work to do, which was quite cool. But yeah, do you want to dive into that a little bit?
I will insert a screenshot here, and you can see. I'll give you a little sneak peek.
But it's going to be one of those that just like say for a split second, and you have to like pause it on the right spot.
It's going to be very quick. For those listening and not watching, firstly, thank you for listening on Spotify. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all over, all your favorite podcast platforms. If you're listening on Spotify, it is a screenshot of Steven eating cornflakes out of a shoe. You will see why. But that is all we can give for the Bomb Squad filming. So we managed to get that done, so we couldn't record yesterday. So we got it in today. So tonight is a record, roll it out immediately. So thank you to everyone for your patience. Apologies that this episode is out a little bit later on a Monday, but we are here.
And doing our jobs.
Doing our damn job, dude.
Yeah, very proud of us.
Me too. I like this job, dude.
But Josh, I must say, thank you for opening me up to this world because it has been such a pleasure and so much fun.
You smashed it as well, dude.
And also just driving that willingness to do something outside of your comfort zone, because I spoke at an event on Wednesday evening. So I mean the under 18 Cravenwerk team was playing in place's name's gonna get to me, but somewhere Murangan in the north. Somewhere in the north, very north.
Okay.
And so I had the opportunity to speak to all the captains, and it was quite a eye opener for myself personally. It was based on how fortunate I was as a rugby player to get all the opportunities I had, but also how important it is to actually start developing a passion outside of the game of rugby, because we all know rugby could last anything from not even starting at 1 year to 15, 16, 17 years if you're very lucky. So I had the opportunity to speak to the kids about creating something outside of rugby and creating some passion in life, creating some opportunity for yourself where you can actually go play rugby, do something, focus on it, and then when it's all done and over, you can actually fall back on something that you created whilst you were playing rugby.
Yeah.
And I spoke about the podcast because it was, remember how nervous I was in the beginning and am I going to be comfortable talking on camera every day, or am I going to be making a lot of mistakes, the way I speak, the way I get my message across? But I must say this last, 3 months now?
Yeah.
It's been such a learning curve, but also such an awesome experience because it has opened me up to other events outside of rugby. I'm getting MCing gigs, which is something that I was most afraid of. But so I just want to thank you for that,
dude. Because it was love you lots. Never.
It was such a cool moment for me. But
well, it was also what's really cool is that everything came full circle, right? Like credit to you and Amy in that when I started Storytime, you were one of the first people to ever come on it, because Amy did her research into podcasting and what the show was and why I wanted to do it. And she was like, oh, Stephen, you have to go on this. And I remember you being massively nervous for that first interview, which is still in the channel. And then from there, we went to a second one. Then we went you and Malky. Then we went you and Amy. Then we did retirement episode. Yeah. And so we kind of, if you look back at it, there's so many milestones in your life that we've managed to capture without intending to. Do you want to get rugby done first, or do you feel like a bit of kakpraat first? Because I got a lot of bullet points for both.
I say let's get a bit of kakpraat and maybe it leads into some rugby conversation.
Leaked brand new information that Conor McGregor was caught sending some banana peel photos to someone. The irony is that the banana peel photos, these peel photos that McGregor sent out, he sent with a message of almost what seems like a threat to be like, don't rat me out. but here's a picky of my pilly, you know? Like he did one of those little cheeky ones.
I'm just thinking the nerve.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, dude.
Off his bonkers. But it is just certain things in life is just unacceptable.
100%, right?
Yeah.
So it almost makes you look at the guy and go, when you've got absolute power, quote unquote, when you're that big of a deal, you've got all the money in the world.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is out of bounds? Like,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Where do you draw the line?
Exactly.
Where does he put the line in other words? Exposing yourself like that to the world and being publicly exposed, it is, I mean, it's a great move on behalf of every female that's ever received the unwillingness dick pic. It's such a bold statement and just like ratting someone out. But
Azalea Banks.
But yeah, I mean, put her in his place.
Yeah, she did.
And I'm chuffed about. I'm like, dude, if you got the nuts to willingly send someone you've never spoken to,
they've never spoken before,
never probably met, maybe in passing somewhere, but you got the nuts to show your nuts. Like, bro, you're gonna be put in your place, and I'm stoked about that. So.
Azalea, I hope we're saying her name correctly, but Azalea showed him who's boss, dude.
Yeah.
She literally wrote like a paragraph, chirp, 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 and ended it with like, do you not know who the fuck I am? And I was like, oh, that's a badass ending. Like, you now hold all the power.
Yeah.
She just needs to turn around and be like, this is how it's going to be from now on, and that's how it's going to be, dude.
The straw that broke Conor's back.
That broke Conor's back. Is this the straw that breaks Conor's back? I like that. I wanted to ask you something. We've never spoken on this personally before. I wanted to ask you about fight stories.
For me?
Yes. Because...
Never heard of her.
Never heard of her. Never met her before in my life. Who's that? I went home by the time she came out to play. So, like, I wasn't involved in anything. Yeah. But, like... Can you recall your first ever like scrap as a kid?
To be honest, like even though I've played rugby my entire life or been involved in some sort of contact sport, I don't actually have a lot of playground brawls. Like it was, they quickly got settled by one look, and it was douche. But no, like to be honest, like even at school, primary school, I never got into scraps. I never really got into a bar fight. I normally try and settle a bar fight or a scuffle in the bar by offering the guy a drink. And if he doesn't accept my drink, then I go like, okay, cool, but that's the end of my night. So you're not going to have the pleasure to have me around you for the next half an hour to try and get into a brawl.
Yeah.
And on the rugby field, I'm always too tired. It's like watching Yassi this weekend, I was like, fuck, but how can you fight? Like, I'm too tired.
We're going to get into that, dude.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But no, like, I know you've been into some scuffles and you've like came crippled one night to the jaw there at Village Idiot.
Yes.
But
dislocated my shoulder.
But to be honest, it is not... Fighting has just become such an unpleasant thing. Like, I mean, I would rather strap some gloves on and sort it out in the boxing ring if needs be, but not on a street brawl because too many things can go wrong. And I've never been drunk enough to actually willingly want to get into a fight.
Yeah, willingly want to hurt someone. No. Yeah, it was the only time I've ever heard of you throwing a punch. Was when the guy tried to steal your watch.
Yeah, but that's more self-defense. But okay, but I'll share the story. It's bloody great.
We can, eh?
Oh, we can.
Okay. I didn't know, but I said
and
it
I'll be
to make
stoked
sure.
if that oak's busy listening to this show.
Oh, that'd be incredible. I also just realized if anyone wants to know the kind of weekend we've had, I'm wearing 2 different socks. That's the kind of weekend
And I'm not even
had.
wearing shoes.
And you're not even wearing shoes. There you go. Let's do it.
So it was after the 2019 World Cup. So we got this lovely gift from Johan Rupert, and it was these beautiful Panerai watches, and came back, joined the Stormers the following season, and the boys had like an opening, like celebrate the beginning of the season. We all went to Gate 69, went to go watch the show there.
Yeah, that's dope.
And
That's a lot of fun.
Turned into a really fun night. So everyone got excited, wanted to go to a couple of bars, have a couple of drinks afterwards. So it was around like 1 o'clock. Amy decided, no, she wants to go home. I took her home and I went back out. And Joel there with the boys until like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then by then I had a couple more brandies and things were going lekker. And then by 2:30, she realized it's probably time to go home.
Yeah.
So I took a stroll down to my apartment. And in that walk, there was a group of guys that started following me. And everyone was like super friendly. They spoke about the World Cup. They spoke about the Stormers seasons coming up. So I was like chatting with the guys, and then I said like, okay, cheers guys. I'll check you a bit later. Have a great evening. And this one guy decided, no, he's going to follow me down the alley. And as I get to the bottom of Berg Street, he grabs me by this brand new Panerai I just got. And as he grabbed me, it was within a split second, I gave him the old-fashioned throat punch. And I hit him, caught him clean on the esophagus, and I said, not today, bugger. And I started sprinting. So as I was running down the road, there was a bit of a club, like a couple of blocks from my apartment, and running past, and I see these bouncers, they're standing outside, and they're like, Kitsy, what's going on? It's like, no, this guy's trying to rob me. And they're like, which guy? And I just see this guy like sprinting off the woods. And then when I stopped, I saw these bouncers looking at him. I stopped, look at him over his shoulder. I was like, nah, not today, bugger.
Not today.
From there, it was a gentle walk home.
Yeah, from there it was like, maybe I don't need that watch anymore, you know?
Yeah.
I love how those bouncers were just willing, eh?
Yeah, just willing.
They are hoping and praying that someone like you runs past and goes, I need help. Someone get this guy. And they just like, here is the moment I've been waiting for. This is why I stand at this door every night. They get to murder someone in the face one time. The good old-fashioned throat punch though. In the throat. Sweet. Yeah. Those work, dude.
They work.
That's very good self-defense.
But that was my reaction to it. Like, I mean,
dude, that's quick.
Yeah, that was very quick.
As he grabs the turnaround, the Jason Statham in the throat. I like that a lot.
But it was, It's also my own fault for walking around with a very expensive watch in the streets of Long.
I mean, fair. The streets of Long. Streets of Yore.
But, I mean, since that day, I've kept it very safe in a safe.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, don't wear anything lekker when you're going to be walking places. Yeah.
At 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Dude, I've been...
Life lesson learned.
First fight. I'll give you my first fight. So you never get into scraps, and I can be an honest representative for that because you genuinely don't. And I've seen people try to push your buttons before, and you do the I'll buy you a beer thing. I've never seen anyone say no to that when you offer it. But I remember...
Also, don't take it as an opportunity to get into a scrap with me if you see me. So I'm retired. I don't have that much beer money left.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go, exactly. Yeah, we might have to,
Yeah, might have to get into a little scrap now.
Yeah, we might have to start throwing hands. Oh, dude, I just remember, getting picked on by a guy in, early years of high school and coming home and complaining about it. And my mom's an angel, but she's always been the, turn the other cheek, walk away, just let it go. And she'd always say, you tell him to leave you alone. And I'd just be like, Mom,
it doesn't work
I love you with all my heart. This ain't gonna work. And then you talk to Dad, and Dad's like, here's what you do, okay? You wait till everyone's watching. And in front of everyone, you tell him, I've had enough of this. Meet me after school. And Josh, you wait for him after school. He arrives, you clock him. Done, right?
Throw the first punch.
You just swing, boy. Just sit him, right? So I'm sick. This is a good idea.
Yeah.
So I'm at school.
Also no debate.
Yeah. No. Pa, wil hy praat.
Yeah.
So wait for him. It comes up. Goes exactly as to plan. Everyone's watching. Now I'm feeling like I'm a badass, dude. But I haven't actually given thought to what's going to happen after school. I've just been meet me at the field, dude. I get to the field, dude, I wait and I wait. My mom's messaging me, can I come fetch you yet? And I'm like, nah, mom, I've got to handle something. You know, like thinking I'm like an adult, dude. And he finally shows up, and he shows up with lunch and a cool drink. And I remember just being like, dude, there's not going to be a half,
we had a scrap.
yeah, there's not going to be a half time where you get a lunch break. You know, like we got to sort this shit out. I remember him like coming right in, stepping in my face and like being the first to like get antagonistic with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, okay, we're actually in this, dude. So him and I are going back and forth. And I don't know why to this day, but he came in to shove and I pushed his arms out the way and it perfectly exposed his neck. And so I just jumped onto him and just wrapped around the neck for the full choke and just dropped to the ground and just choked him, waiting for him to pass out and be like, please be done, please be done. But for the life of me, I don't know why I didn't just swing. Like Dad said, swing, hit him once,
It's over.
be done with it, shake his hand and move on with your life, you know? Now here we are rolling in the lawn, trying to choke each other, and then everyone else got involved and split us apart, and then I'm all upset about it. It was just, it wasn't brave, it wasn't cool. Nothing, like he didn't come to school the next day and go like, oh, Josh beat me up. He came to school the next day and was like,
That was a waste of time.
what was that? Like, why did we just roll around on the lawn for half an hour after school?
I was all itchy and everything.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure we like finished rolling around and then sat and waited for our moms together, having a full-on conversation, sharing his lunch. And then my mom rocks up and I'm like, okay, cheers, dude. Got in the car and went home. Dude, like, I've never been, I don't think I've ever been a fighter. Like, I've enjoyed boxing and jiu-jitsu and all these other professions, I guess, when I've dabbled, but never been a fighter, dude.
Yeah, well, just to like probably end the topic of fighting outside of a controlled environment. I mean, you hear so many stories that happen like all over South Africa and globally. Like Oaks just maybe get into a little scrap, it goes a bit too far, and then some guy either ends up seriously injured or breaks something, or maybe even fatal, like ends up dead. And then we laugh about it now, but I mean, it's not cool for me. If there's a fight that breaks out anywhere, I just go like this. You know, I tell my missus like, it's time to leave. This is unpleasant. It's not fun anymore. I'm not enjoying it. So let's just go home. So that's why I've always said, like, listen, if you can't sort it out over something to drink or just have a conversation about it, then it's not worth your time.
But that's what I respect you for, dude, because you don't have anything to prove. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But I don't think anyone, to be honest, has something to prove. Like, it's the guys who tend to get into fights are insecure about something. But like, you don't have to. Why do you have to prove something to me at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning? Like,
yeah, dude, it's a good point.
It might not go well for you.
Yeah. And that's, that was, I mean, one of the first things my dad ever said to me. Yes, he did tell me to punch the kid in the face in school. Thank you for that, Dad. I love you. But you know, often my dad and I would sit in a bar just for a beer together and talk about it. And he'd be like, Josh, back in my day, I made so many mistakes. I got into so many fights. It's never worth it. He was like, I've never walked away from a fight. And maybe just the kinds of people we are. He's like, I've never walked away from a fight and felt good about it and been like, yo, I did a good thing. You know, it's the guilt and shame and you're fucking tired now and it's ruined your night and it's ruined your clothing. And there's obviously the risk of you hit someone and they fall and their head hits the edge of a table or their head hits the ground and now they freck and now you screwed, you know, and you don't want to go to prison here because you'll meet the guy with the sharp knife and the purple dilly. So don't do that.
Don't do that.
You know? So
you don't want to see that, bro.
Full circle moment right there. Yeah. Don't get in fights. Avoid it, guys. Peace and love. Buy beers for people. Learn from Steven.
And we get stuck into some rugby.
I think that takes us nicely into, let's start with Yasper. South Africa, Italy, 45-0.
Villy's 100th game.
Villy's 100th game.
Which was quite special.
That was very cool.
Yeah. I had the opportunity to speak about him on Supersport on Friday evening, which was quite cool, and just share a bit of my insight. And I feel I got to know him very well over the last 6 or so years. But, I mean, a true gentleman of the game for me. I mean, I sent him a message in the week and I couldn't think of anything to say to him when it came to rugby or like play well, because he always gives his best. He always tries his best. He plays exceptional rugby. But I literally just turn around and go, Villy, I just want to thank you. I just want to thank you for what you did for South African rugby. And secondly, I just want to thank you for being a flippin' true friend to me.
Cool.
And that was the only thing I could think of to tell him, because I think he probably got a million messages of guys saying good luck and well done and all these nice things. But I just wanted to thank him. And it was quite special to see his folks there and his missus there. And it's pretty cool. But to get stuck into Yasper's story, that would have been pretty cool if that just ended up being a little peck on the nose.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Dude.
That would have been a hell of a moment.
If it was just a yes, hey,
it's like, come here.
That would have been incredible if it was just like these big burly angry men. And he's just get the head to head and hey, I would have been like, that's how you play rugby.
That's how you play.
That's mind games.
That's mental.
That's how you mess them up. I'm sure Russie watched that and he was like, I have an idea. Started making notes.
Another one.
Another one.
But no, it's like to be a bit serious about it is very. I mean, it's tough. Read some of the things Rassie said on social media, and when he spoke to the media, it's unfortunately he had an awesome opportunity to play in his brother's debut game later in that test match, but unfortunately missed out on that, and you'll unfortunately have to deal with the consequences. But it might have been just the heat of the moment type of thing. He's not really a guy who gets into altercations like that. I know there's always a bit of pushing and shoving when it comes to rugby, but never something as dirty as a headbutt. So might have just been like seeing red for a moment, didn't realize what he was doing type of thing, and you could see he's truly sorry afterwards. So I
Do you think it was a weird red card?
It's foul play. So like anything with the head and like striking with the head, it's like similar to throwing a punch or eye gouging. It's proper foul play. So it doesn't warrant a what do you call it? Like when it drops lower into a yellow card.
Yeah.
Mitigation factor. There was no mitigation to it. That's unfortunately what it was.
And you don't think because it was a group of people, everyone's pushing, shoving, or do you think, maybe a silly question because we weren't on the field, but like, do you think it was intentional as a headbutt, or do you think it was two oaks?
Do you think it was intentional to get close to him, and it unfortunately just struck him?
That's what I thought it was.
That's what I thought it was as well. Because I was watching in the stands, and I kept looking at the big screen, and it didn't look like anything. It looked like he was just trying to get closer to him, like almost. And that guy like hit him on the snout, and it was like he freaked out and he panicked. But I think it wasn't. I don't think he tried to hit him. I think he was trying to get close to him. Yeah. And unfortunately, just there was a bit more force intended than meets the eye, or what Yasper was thinking. But unfortunately, I have to deal with the consequences. And
what will the consequences be?
I'll be a couple of weeks banned. He'll have to appeal.
Sure. The
red card, because it was a straight red card, not like a foul, like a high tackle, which sometimes like you can mitigate, or we can talk about it and say, listen, no, that Oak stepped at the last second. This is like it's like a punch.
What no one's spoken about as well, what pissed him off? Because the angle I saw...
Yeah, he was pretty upset.
He was very upset. Why, though?
Yeah.
I feel like that should be taken into account. Everyone was in a bit of a gooi there, a bit of a scrap. It came off the back of a maul or off a scrum?
Off a maul.
Off a maul.
Yeah, so it was an Italy maul. They gained some meters. Then the maul broke up. And Yassi was walking one side. He was like busy leaving the jaw.
But that's what I'm saying.
And then the guy who scrapped with him maybe inside, took it outside.
Walked outside and was like, hey,
dude.
Walking away from the drama, come here. And then Yasper went, okay. And he just came over a little too close. What do you want? Exactly. Like, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
You called him over and say he came over.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's what I want to know. Because the only wider angle I saw was from this side of the mall, and all the drama happened on the other side. So something must have, like you say, he's not the type.
Yeah.
When have we ever seen Yasper Viljoen get angry like that before?
if they didn't push him, he would have just kept on walking.
Yeah.
He might have like by accidentally stood on his foot or something while the mall was collapsing, and that guy was like, "You crushed my pinky toe," and then Yasper said, "I'll crush your nose."
Yeah, I give it a little sunky with my forehead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I rate my take, not that I was there. I personally think that something quite hectic must have happened, because I don't think it would have been like you say, stand on a pinky toe or accidental nudge. It must have been something very intentional and to Yasper very offensive that made him get that pissed off.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been for nothing. No. So that's my question. I just want to know what happened inside that mall. It was very cool to see Jake Paul playing for Italy.
Yes.
I'm very impressed that he stepped away
very
from
emotional.
Boxing.
I mean, playing for your country is massive, first of all. And
playing for someone else's country is also cool. You know? Left the boxing world, stepped into rugby, put on the Italy shirt, and, you know.
Do you reckon he's got some Italian blood in him?
Maybe, eh? The two midfield line-out mauls. Took a page from the Paul Roos.
Under the 13B side.
Hey? Why? It worked.
I think it was Malcolm's try, because the first one they collapsed, they got the penalty, and then Grant broke and he passed to...
I'm thinking of that one, I think.
Passed to Moody, and Moody like cut through there, bumped the wing, and then dotted it down.
Yes, I'm thinking of that one.
That was also the best celebration, because I saw the photo, and it was like not celebrating. Yeah, but he wasn't celebrating, it was just like normal. And then everyone jumped on him, and then all of a sudden we're like,
dude.
That's proper.
That gets me revved, eh?
And then I'm so bleak about it, because we spoke about it, I think, on the first episode. But I didn't do it more often.
That you didn't ever do your moment?
Yeah.
You got to do it, dude.
Yeah.
Slap the chest. Give the flex. You got to do get the traps out. You got good traps for that. We should have got those in.
No, I'm bleak about it.
It's fine.
When
we do our live shows, we'll come out and do that to start.
But we just like, everyone take your phones out, everyone capture it from every angle.
Yeah, please.
We'll work through the million photos and get the best one.
We're going to superimpose it. Yeah. Just go in the face.
Something else that like flipping probably everyone spoke about from that Springbok Italian game was the start, how they started the game.
Yes. A straight little tuk into a scrum.
Yeah.
Because we're not allowed to do this anymore. They took that from us. So now they're probably going to take this too.
Do you reckon it's easier to give away a scrum like that, or just kick the ball directly into touch? Oh, okay. In saying that, kicking the ball in directly into touch, the guy can just run with the ball all the way to the halfway line and then...
Fair. They can just gain that back again. Do you think that like random, midfield, maul, line out, and the start turning it straight into a scrum, do you think those little things are actually strategies and tricks that can be used throughout games against guys like New Zealand, Ireland, England in a World Cup setting? Or is Rassie just having fun?
Yeah, I don't think they will set up a midfield scrum against the All Blacks in a semi-final of the World Cup. But I think a maul, like a midfield maul, it might do. But I think it was an opportunity to have a full go at the Italian forwards. That was the plan. So the plan was probably to put down a statement, like the first moment of the game, put down a statement, and then try and get a penalty of that scrum. It was quite unfortunate, like an anticlimax, when as soon as they engaged, the ref went free kick Italy, and the entire plan just backfired.
Yeah.
But it's quite funny for me to go watch all like the social media clips and all the pundits talk about it, and everyone's just like, I mean, kudos to Rassie. He's becoming very unpredictable.
Genius. Yeah. Everyone's watching the games going like, what is he going to do next?
Yeah.
For all we know, the Yasper red card was planned.
Yeah, he needed a break.
Yeah. And he was like, Yasper, I need you to do me a favor here. You give him a little sunky on your way out. We're going to beat them with 14 men intentionally and prove a point.
Yeah, Yasper, you're the fittest guy on the field, so we need you to take a break. We just need to work these other oaks extra long.
Yeah, we're going to just graft everyone else. You can chill. Yeah. Maybe? I don't know, dude.
I don't know. But yeah, let's appreciate the rugby for what it is at the moment. I mean,
I'm
the
really
Springboks
enjoying it.
are absolutely unreal. I think Georgia, he might come up with other tricks of the trade. He might come with something he saw in 1992.
1990 foot sec.
Yeah. And he says, like, this plan, we're going to bring back the oldies. And he's going to do like a 15 scat in the middle, like just 15 guys running sideways.
Everyone
just
starts
popping
doing
the ball.
shuttle drills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone, what?
Or like the cockroach, like at a line out, everyone just drops on their belly.
Yeah, there we go. Everyone just lie.
Yeah.
Or we do that like that arrow.
The V
guy in the
formation.
middle just hold the ball and everyone else make a wall. Just
Yeah,
that'd be obstruction, eh?
Yeah.
Hang on, we can think of it. If everyone makes a straight line.
Or something like tap the ball, pass it to a guy, turns around, kicks it over his head, and then it's just chasers coming, like a 5-meter penalty.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Or if we do the arrow, but the homie in front has the ball.
Yeah, but
And then we just run, and then the arrow will just collapse. Do you see what I'm saying? You know, like birds. You know how birds fly?
Yeah.
And the bird in
V-formation,
front coys to the back.
yes.
Yeah, we do that.
Who has the ball?
The guy in front.
And then?
As he takes the tackle, offload to the homie next to you.
Oh, and then he drops through the middle.
See, then he drops through the middle, and then all he's got to do is get up in time to fall at the back of the arrow. Now he offloaded it to the right. Now the guy on the right of the arrow has two options. Either keep playing it down the right side of the arrow
Or pop it back.
or swing it to the left and let the left side play it down. Then all you got to do
It's fallen to the back.
is fall into the back of the side that you gave it to,
And you call it the V formation.
the V formation. Rassi, there you go.
It's a freebie.
It's cool. Georgia, we're ready for you. Yeah, that's going to be strategy. We're going to do our little start-off kick, catch, V formation, straight to the try line.
And just keep popping the ball.
Just keep popping. Right to the end.
I like it.
I think we're onto something, dude.
Might trial it with like an under 7 side first. Probably just to like add on to some of the Springbok chat that I'm getting super excited about is, yes, last weekend, second half, we struggled a bit. This week we were clinical, played with 14 men, and we actually kept them scoreless, as you just mentioned. I'm looking forward to that first and second Wallaby test matches. I think it's going to be super. And then I'm looking forward to those New Zealand games. And it's probably spoken about 2 million times in South Africa at the moment. But I feel with this depth the Springboks has, the players, the fitness, how fit the Oaks are, how clinical they are in certain areas. Yes, they're trying a lot of new things and making small errors, but that will fix in the next couple of weeks. So Oaks are going into training camp again. I'm looking forward to see what the Springbok does in Auckland, because I've been watching the French New Zealand games. New Zealand, that first test was also very scrappy.
Yeah.
Like it's not clinical, wasn't clean. They were a bit better the second game, but I'm thinking it might be a game for the ages.
Well, dude, I think you might be spot on, because the New Zealand coach made the comment saying if New Zealand played the team that played against Italy on Saturday, South Africa would win. That's
Really?
coming from the New Zealand coach. Yeah, he gave a lot of compliments towards the way that South Africa's performing at the moment. But again, I never know if that's mind games, dude. You got to play devil's advocate here. I never know if that's like they so good, and then we go, oh, we are so good, and then we get there, and they've been holding back this whole time. Like, you can never count New Zealand out. That's what makes me so nervous. I don't doubt our boys. I just know New Zealand will give everything they have until that final whistle. Is there anything else you want to touch on? Any announcements you want to give?
No, very happy.
Not at the moment. Nothing from me either. Please stay tuned. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Obviously, you get all your story time and all your game time content under Playbook Productions. This week, we're dropping an episode of Billy Rafal. His album drops this week, so please go like and support that incredible album. We love you, Billy. Thank you for coming to South Africa. Thank you for throwing an incredible tour around the country. Excited to have you back soon. Peace and love, guys. Don't get into fights. Buy people beers and have a jaw. Don't wear watches out in town. Don't walk into houses without doors. Okay, I'm done. Peace.
Ciao.